Hi friends, hope you're all doing well. So welcome to my first paint with me video. So we got a couple of housekeeping items to get out of the way before we watch this video. First off, I am not a professional artist at all. This is just another one of my hobbies. This project that I'm working on is one for my mom. This is the biggest watercolor painting project I've ever done. As you've seen in other videos, I like to paint miniature paintings, really small paintings. The largest painting that I've done is probably a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Now I've done acrylic canvases larger, like when you do wine and paint and stuff, but just on my own with watercolor, the largest has been a 12 by 12. And I am painting some trees for my mother. And in that 12 by 12 I was talking about, I put all four trees on one paper. So the biggest tree I've painted is probably like a 3 by 4, just to give you some reference of how uh, out of the norm this is for me. But I wanted to share it with you. So I like to paint these trees. I've done it so many different times. It's like the same tree in different seasons. I guess it's in a park or whatever, in all four seasons. So a spring, summer, fall, and winter of this tree. This is going to be spring that we're starting with. And yeah, I'm going to paint it now. Like I said, I'm not a professional painter. I am doing all this. Let me in my bonnet. I am doing all this at my dining room table. The camera is as high as I could possibly get it for this angle. This is an 18 by 24 piece of paper. So it is what it is. And I am taping down. If you've never painted with watercolor, as you wet the paper and you paint on it, it will warp and flex. And so you want to tape it down to your surface. One, it gives you a nice clean frame, but it also prevents, it'll still dry, it'll dry flat if you do that. That's just a common thing that we do with watercolor. So, yeah, I won't talk the entire video, but like I said, yeah, this is the largest one I've ever done, and I'm doing 4 of them for my mom so she can hang them up in her living room. And yeah, I am going to start by sketching out the tree. I'm going to be honest, because this painting was super big, I felt like I needed to sketch the tree out first, but it really didn't matter because I cover up the sketch. You can see the pencil a little bit through the paint, but I didn't need it. I am free. I've done this type of painting so many times that like I'm not looking at a reference photo or anything. I'm just going off of the memory of me, doing trees before. So you can give me a little bit of grace on that if it's not as cute. But I do enjoy painting, and I'm really excited to do these large ones. Yeah, I don't know, my paints are cheap. You'll see that later. I use like little Michaels kits and things like that because they last a long time because I'm usually doing tiny paintings. But you'll see later in this video I actually run out of paint, so that's funny. But yeah, I'm going to start sketching the tree, and then I'll pop back in a little bit later for my next steps. But I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, guys, so I'm just about wrapping up sketching. Like I said, for the other videos, you're not even gonna see, I'm not probably won't sketch because it wasn't really necessary. But that's okay. So I'm gonna mix some paint. So I'm gonna do a light layer. So the great thing about watercolor is they blend easy, they dry quick, and you can layer them up really well. So I like my watercolor paintings to almost look like acrylic. Like I do really like, you know, I don't know how to describe it in the art world, but yeah, I like it to look thicker like acrylic. There are some things that like watercolor looks great with, um, using different techniques. But anyway, these pictures, yeah, they're gonna be bold and in high contrast, I guess that's what I say. So I'm mixing blue paint and green to do like my sky, and then the grass that'll peek from behind the tree. It doesn't have to be perfect, so I do like 2 layers, probably 2 to 3 layers. So I'm going to do a light layer just to get all the color down, and then I'm going to make it darker, make both of them darker, and blend it together to do my background. And then, yeah, I'm using a larger brush. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, my paints are, not professional. Yeah, I feel like I have to explain myself, and I know I do not have to. I am having a great time. But yeah, we're going to do blue at the top and green, so blue probably 3/4 of the way down, and then green at the bottom. And yeah, I need to mix a lot of paint. I am not used to needing so much paint for a picture, but I had to mix a lot, and I still, dilute it with water here and there. But the more water you use, the lighter your color will be. So just a note of that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the background layers and let that dry for a little bit, and then we'll be ready for the tree. Okay guys, so now that the painting has, the background part has dried, I know it looks a little rough, it is time to paint the tree. So I mix up some brown paint to paint the tree, and I go for it. I do the trunk, I do the, the branches and everything, and they do not match the sketch I did, but I really like this style of branches. I make some thicker, some thinner. You'll see all of that. And then as far as this tree, think of it like an abstract cherry blossom. If I have to describe something, I use a few different pinks and then white to just dot on, like leave like dots all over the picture, varying in size. I also put some at the bottom like they've fallen off of the tree. And yeah, it takes a while to do that, but you kind of just get zen and you go for it. And just don't think about it too hard. When you paint, you don't want to make a mistake. Listen, I had ran out of one of the fuchsia paint. You'll see that I ran out of it, had to remix it, wasn't quite exact. It's not a big deal. It's art. It's okay. So just go for it. Don't think too hard about it. Now, I sent this picture to my mother when I was done, and she was like, you forgot to put the tree swing on there. So all the other pictures will have a tree swing. I'll add the tree swing after the video. So but yeah, just enjoy, and I'm really happy that I'm able to share my hobbies with you guys. I don't know, it just makes me feel good, just sharing these things with you all. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.